Hey, what's going on? It's your main man Imani Beats with the Baltimore Beat Party, and today we got a special guest in the building, man. How you doing today, Reg?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. For those who don't know, this is Reggie Ruckus, Baltimore legend. I can't wait to talk to him, but first, we got to kick things off the right way. You got to play some tracks for us.
I definitely will do that when I'm ready for you right here. Here we go.
Here we go. I got it. Ooh. See, I like that. Samples, right?
Samples, kind of chopped up and manipulated into something that I wanted to do, you know? It's kind of sort of the same, but things are flipped up to where I don't have to really get clearances and stuff like that, you know?
I know, you were always a master of that. Like, actually, back in the days, I learned to sample from you guys, the track stars. I want to get into all that.
Track stars.
Yeah, so let's talk about that first. You, just in general, where are you from originally?
I'm from Northeast Baltimore City, born and raised in that area, man, and don't know anything else other than that where I live. I mean, I lived like in Essex and stuff like that, you know, but other than that, just been Northeast Baltimore.
Man, that's why I know you from Essex, because back in the day you had track stars. How did that get started?
Track stars got started. It's kind of a long, not a real long story, but I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying? Me and this dude, Nigel Mack he actually works for Motown Records right now. He and I were friends when we were very young, probably like 19 and 20 years old. And I met this guy named Work through Nigel Mack, you know what I'm saying? And Work, you know what I'm saying? Then you meet more people, you know what I'm saying? So I met track stars through somebody that Work knew, which was Bishop Reds. I know you know Bishop Reds.
I know
Reds.
I
remember Bishop, you know what I'm saying? So
those.
it was like a long chain of people that I met the track stars through, and we kind of got real cool with each other, heard each other beats, and was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, we should get together, you know what I'm saying? We just got together and just started playing each other beats. Then before you know it, people started recording to some of the beats that they had, and before you know it, we just became a team of producers and gave ourselves a name, and man, it's history from there, man.
History is the right word, because that was out in Essex. Did y'all form in Essex?
Well, we formed right before that, actually. We formed over like in Northeast Baltimore, and from there we just said, yo, we should get a studio together. Well, we should just get a whole place together and just put the studio in the basement, and that's what we did.
Yeah, man. What else you got? We trying to hear something else.
All right, man, I got another track right here. This is something I done during the pandemic. I was doing a lot of beats during that time because I was basically in a house because, you know, came down with it. So, and, you know, we had to be in there on some old locked away stuff and isolate ourselves, and I was just doing beats.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Y'all, let this rock out. See, that's that style, like, I can't explain it. A lot of people say it's so unique, but at the same time, you're so ingrained in the city. Like, how would you describe your style?
A lot of people, in the beginning, it started off to where people would say, yo, Reg, you got a style that's not like here. It don't sound like you from here. And I didn't know whether I was to take that as a compliment, or I took it as a compliment, but I'm not sure if that's how they meant it, you know? I'm not sure if they were saying I was biting someone else's style or another region's style. But I liked a lot of West Coast, which they said it sounded like. I liked a lot of, I guess a lot of New York rap, you know what I'm saying, more so early on. That was just my main thing. New York rap and West Coast was like ingrained in my style of production, so that's what you hear. You know what I'm saying? You hear musical and you hear knockoff East Coast. You know what I'm saying? You might hear, might not be as drummy as the East Coast, because you know the East Coast is real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So I got an East Coast / South West Coast style, you know what I'm saying? All blended in one because I liked it all, and it's,
man, I call it the red sound because I can't find it anywhere else. I can't anything like it.
Yeah.
And man, I want to go back to track stars because I came out there when you guys were in Essex.
Yeah.
And it was like the hub. Like I met so many artists, so many things. You guys had like your catalog, all that stuff. Like, can you just shout out maybe a few artists or a few big projects that you guys worked on during your time?
During that time, we worked on a lot of YBS, the group with the members were Kev, Colossal, Yeti, and they were like, it was another guy, I forgot the name, Squirrel Jenkins. They were all three together. They met actually in the city, like right before they started coming to me. I found that out later. They wasn't even really that long of friends when he came to me. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, they met somewhere down like the Mount Vernon area downtown, going towards downtown, and then started coming to the studio through word of mouth. I think Bishop knew Squirrel. They were cousins, and they brought the other two through. And you know, the one tall guy that was in the group, was from a group called H2O.
H2O.
And they were a group that was signed to, I think, Sony 550. That was like a label back in the day, Sony/550. And they had like a lot of New York, like Brand Nubian type groups like that, you know, and they were kind of like along the same line of artists during that time, like same, you know, because they were like associated with them, you know. And the one tall guy in the group I started, he was in YBS. And that was cool because I was like, wow, we got, like, to me, a celebrity running with us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, so okay. So we did a lot of their stuff. We did a lot of YZ.
Don't get me started on YZ.
YZ was definitely a
man.
heavy hitter. He did a lot of features with YBS, and he did a lot of features with the Track Stars. You know what I'm saying? Because he might as well have been like the protege, and he became that very quick within the time we met him. He's so infectious with his style and how he is as a person. He just came in and just kind of like almost took over.
Man, YZ is like the Baltimore, well, DMX did spend time in Baltimore, but YZ was like...
Yeah, he came in and just kind of like, yo, it's like, yo, this dude is just like crazy. You know, he was up in there with a leather jacket on, with no shirt, with sweatpants.
I know.
You know,
oh, man.
And Durangos.
I know. Yo, had the Durangos too. I remember that. I mean, he was a sight to behold, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like, through your doors, you guys have seen like superstars and legends.
What else? We done just a whole lot of local acts. You know what I'm saying? Local dudes that were kind of like buzzing a little bit. You know, it'd be so much for me to name. Oh yeah, this group called Unforgiven, which had Tate. I know you know Tate the Arsenal. Tate the Arsenal. Yep. Yeah, he was in the group called Unforgiven. That's where he comes from. And we were doing a lot of their stuff in the beginning, even before we moved to Essex. You know, it was like we was already there with them, and they broke off and formed their own clique with somebody, and everybody just kind of like split up from affiliation. Track Stars came at the end of affiliation.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, because I remember affiliation; they were huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Track Stars came at that very end when we were kind of like disbanding a little bit, and that's when we moved out to Essex, and I guess it was almost kind of like the nail in the coffin of affiliation, just kind of like splitting off, doing separate things or whatever. But it was never official to say, yeah, we just gonna, you know, but according to us, we still a crew. You know what I'm saying? We still can get together and hang out, blah, 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 whatever. You know what I'm saying? We've done songs together since then, but just not as a whole collective. Yeah. People done got married. A few people had passed away. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? My man Verbal, you know what I'm saying? He passed away. He was kind of like a very, very instrumental part in the crew because he was known for freestyling and stuff like that. And for bringing the crew together. He was very, you know what I'm saying, good with pulling people and big names and all this together, including me. He poured me in, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like the big guy. He was the big guy. He poured me in as a producer. He seen what I could do, and he seen what he can do, and he seen we can do it and poured us together and made a group called The Cartel. And after The Cartel was the affiliation.
Wow, oh man, this is like Baltimore
Cartel was
history.
like high school, you know, right after high school, you know what I'm saying? We were really young, you know what I'm saying? It was probably like 5 years after my high school. He was probably just getting out of high school because he was younger than me, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and then affiliation after that.
That's crazy. See, that's the whole lineage, man. And that was back in the day, like you had those super mobs, 50,000.
Yeah, 50,000.
I was in
Ray Luger and
ROP.
them.
Yeah, Ray Luger, ROP. It's just these super groups everywhere, everybody doing stuff.
And I knew them right before we did the affiliation.
Wow.
I knew of them. I didn't even have an ASR 10 yet. Ray Luger, I don't know if you remember this, but he was like, yo, he said, yeah. He had showed me like this keyboard. I think it was the EPS or the ASR 10 Evil or it was an Ensoniq though.
Yeah.
He showed me that, right? And I was like, yo, I'm gonna get me one of those. He's like, you ain't got one yet? What you waiting for? How old are you? I told him my age. He's like, damn, son, you behind. I'm like, oh, yo said that. You know what I'm saying? So
that sounds like Ray Luger too.
So I was like, all right, that's what's up though. So the next lump sum of money I got and probably was like, I think like 96, 97, which was 2 years after I met Ray Luger and them already. That was probably like 94. So like 2 years after that, 96, I got me a machine, the ASR 10 rack mount.
So I'm excited for what you got coming. I know you're going to be at the Beat Party this Thursday, headlining. But any other projects or anything you want to work on, you want to put out there?
Well, I already we put out a project. Me and Mark Math put out a project like 2 years ago, and it's called Math and Ruckus, MATTH and Ruckus, RUCKUS. And we got an album called the Nat Turner Theory. It's out right now on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? You can go get it. That's what we already put out. And we're now I'm working on something else with another group I don't want to disclose it yet until we show enough, get everything in the making, you know what I'm saying? Until then, I'm just producing for people.
You want to rock us out with a beat? We can close out.
Yeah.
And then for sure, let everybody know. Yeah, we're gonna play this one.
Yeah. I'm gonna let everybody know. I'm gonna let everyone know. You know what I'm saying? Come holler at me at Hip Hop at the 8x10 if you want to do events, performances, and stuff like that. Or just get at me if you want to do some, hear some tracks and rap on some beats. Yeah, that's what I do, man.
Yeah, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Reggie Peterson on Facebook, or my fan page, Reggie Ruckus, REG capital E dot RUCKUS. All one word. Believe it or not, all one word on Facebook also, and Bumbaclad Ruckus. Bumbaclad Ruckus on Instagram. And I'm gonna spell Bumbaclad for you because it's special. It's spelled with a BUMBACLAHD Ruckus, RUCKUS on Instagram. Follow me on there, man. Y'all can see some beats on there for real, man. It's a lot of good shit.
Much appreciated, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Man, that's how we're gonna do it. All right, stay tuned. We're gonna bring some more legends back here on the Baltimore Beat Party. Peace.
Peace.